Before this hearing even begins, understand what we're walking into. Multiple driving offenses, a suspended license ignored again and again, and now methamphetamine in the mix. The defendant isn't just fighting tickets. She's fighting addiction while still trying to juggle work and kids. The judge is about to realize this isn't simple recklessness. It's a pattern spiraling out of control. The big question is, do you punish the behavior or try to save the person before it's too late?
Autumn Kiefer is here, and I asked her to do the drug testing for me. How did we do on this one?
She was positive for methamphetamine and marijuana. She does admit to using methamphetamine within the past week.
Okay.
Right away, the tone changes. A positive test for meth and marijuana, plus an admission of recent meth use, tells the court this isn't speculation. It's confirmed substance involvement. That instantly reframes every traffic stop and missed responsibility we're about to hear. When drugs enter the equation, the court stops seeing bad decisions and starts seeing impaired judgment and risk to the public.
8-0 and 8-1 alleges operating without a valid license and no proof of insurance, alleged to be on December 27th of 23. That case is being dismissed. Then you have a new charge of possession of methamphetamine, driving suspended again, and unlawful use of a registration plate. We'll deal with that one at the end.
And Your Honor, just so the court's aware, so in the matter that is 24746 and 24747, the driving suspended and improper plate, there was a possession of methamphetamine that was authorized. So the ticket was written. It's the same offense.
It's the same offense, okay.
But so that's why it is a little bit unusual, but there is the use of meth offer that after talking to Mr. Robert, we'd like to take advantage of this court.
All right.
This is a rare moment of blunt judicial honesty. The judge isn't insulting. He's diagnosing the situation. Multiple driving offenses, suspended license. Now meth use, the court sees chaos. And here's the hard truth. Judges often get more direct when they think someone's life is unraveling, not just when they're angry.
Miss Kitchen, you're a mess. You need to stop driving. And I didn't know the methamphetamine was in the mix. That certainly explains a lot of dysfunction. But let's talk about this. In the May 4th incident, they're offering a plea to use of methamphetamine and dismiss the felony possession charge. Use of methamphetamine is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail. He would also plead to driving with a suspended license on that day. Is that your understanding, Mr. George?
That's correct, Your Honor.
How'd you get here?
My sister drove me.
Where is she?
I think she's waiting outside.
All right.
She's been coming and check. She was in here with me when we got here.
I went through the advice of rights several times. And do you understand that you're giving up those rights by entering this plea?
Yes.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No.
Or promise you anything?
No.
All right. Were you driving a car on May 4th here in St. Joe County? Let's take a look at it. It's hard to keep them all straight. All right. This was Centerville Constantine Road at Hogel Road at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on May 4th. May 4th was a Saturday. Where were you going?
I was heading to my mother's house so that I could get my clothes for work.
Where does your mother live?
Mendon.
You live on River Run Road.
Yes.
Where do you live?
On that day I was at my sister Sarah's house in my kitchen.
Whose car were you driving?
It was mine.
So they made a traffic stop, asked you to empty your pockets. Baggie of methamphetamine came out.
Notice what's happening here. She admits past use, but says the baggie was empty. Legally, that matters. Possession requires proof of an actual substance. But emotionally, it doesn't help much. The judge is focused less on the technical amount and more on the ongoing drug use pattern that keeps popping up around these stops.
And then you also had some sort of pipe. How much meth was there?
I didn't have any. It was an empty baggie and there was nothing in the pipe.
All right. Had you used some?
Before that, yes, but by that point it had been.
All right.
But I haven't been doing it since. I haven't done it.
Was your license suspended at that time?
I believe so.
Come on in. We're getting there. Well, I'm going to arraign you on the charge of possession of methamphetamine, file number 241194. And it now swallows up 24746 and 7. Show that felony charge has been pled to a misdemeanor. You're still going to need to get fingerprinted on this charge at $1,000 PR on the meth case. Now, we were also driving a vehicle in White Pigeon on April 30th. And they charged you with driving suspended. I must not scare you very much. I told you to stop.
That line hits hard. The judge is pointing out something courts hate to see: orders that aren't being taken seriously. When someone keeps driving after being told not to, it signals that fines and warnings aren't working. And when compliance fails, courts start thinking about custody, not to punish, but to force a reset.
I told you to stop driving, and they're dismissing the December 27th whole file. No insurance, failed to stop after collision. That's in December. Then you drive in April and then White Pigeon. Then you drive again in May, coming from White Pigeon with meth in your pocket. They're going to dismiss the driving suspended charge for a plea to no valid operator's license. That's punishable by up to 90 days in jail, fine of up to $100. You understand the charge?
In your honor,
Yes?
the city attorney also wanted the civil infraction of that.
Oh, and all civil infractions, which is what? Speeding and no proof of insurance. Well, that doesn't help. But anyway, no ops. Did you not have a valid license on that day?
No, I didn't.
Where were you going that day?
On the 30th.
Huh?
The day before was my birthday, so I had spent the night at my sister's house, and I had to take the kids to school in the morning.
And where do they go to school? How old are your kids? I asked you some of this.
7, and my nephew just turned 9. 10.
Are you still working at Pizza Hut?
Yeah,
Why'd you wear your apron in here?
I have to work today, and I didn't know how long it was going to be. I didn't
Which one do you work at?
think 3 hours.
All right, I go in there quite a bit. And did you not have proof of insurance?
No,
And you didn't have, you were going too fast.
yeah, I had forgotten that the one part of the road was a school zone during a certain time of the day, and so it's not 40, it's 25 or 35. I can't remember. I tried to slow down, but yeah.
I don't know what to do with you. I'm going to need some help.
This is the crossroads moment. The judge openly says jail is an option, but he's still talking about sorting things out, treatment, and understanding the full picture. This is what people don't see. Courts often wrestle between rehabilitation and punishment, especially when addiction is driving the behavior.
I don't need a pre-sentence, but I need a couple things. If I gave you a drug test today, what would it show?
Show them.
What?
I would help you begin.
Well, this was in May. Would you have methamphetamine in your system today?
I don't think so.
Which means maybe, which means you've been using since May. I'm surprised you're still on both feet. You got kids, you got family issues, you got other struggles, you need methamphetamine like you need a hole in the head. Do you understand I could just put you in jail for a while? You've also got $995 worth of other unpaid tickets. And some of these may overlap, so it may not be as bad as it looks. But I got to sort this all out. Let's see which ticket goes with which. You're not doing real well. And when you say I don't know, means if I sent you over to the day reporting center, you test positive for meth. So whoever's selling it to you ought to be put in a small box with no key. Mr. George, you got any suggestions?
Your Honor, I'm already set for a sentencing on July 29th at 11. I presume that the court, just based on the morning this morning and everything that's going on here, would probably want to set this out for a different date.
Yeah, that's my first day back from vacation, and I need to do some heavy lifting on this case. Because I also want to see what's going on with her.
I think I'm gone the 5th, but I think Mr. Felt chewed that up anyways.
Yes.
I believe I'm here on the 12th at 11. I don't know if that would be, but the 19th would be open as well.
All right, let's go to Monday, August 12th at 11. I'm going to give you a drug test that day. Will you test for marijuana also?
I do use marijuana. I mean, I can stop if you'd like me to.
Well, let's see what you can do. It's lawful for you to use marijuana as an adult in the state of Michigan. But if I put you on probation, you're going to have to stop. And it's complicated. You got children, you got a job. Stop driving. All right. If you drive again, I'm going to put you in jail just for that until the snow flies. So it's like you're just floating through life in la la land. You can't drive. And there's a bunch of other baggage on here. I'm really going to have to do some work on this. Need to sort out tickets. I'm going to give you a notice. It's going to be a short lunch day because I got a bunch of work to do with the files that haven't come to court. How many hours are you doing at Pizza Hut?
Anywhere between 30 and 38 hours a week.
We're going to be very busy on August 12th. All right, you need to go to the court office because you need to get fingerprinted. You're going to need to sign a PR bond. But what time are you supposed to be at work?
She asked me to come in at 2.
All right, you'll be out of here by 2. Are you taking any other medication, anxiety medication or anything?
No, I haven't had any good luck with medication.
Well, methamphetamine ain't the medication you need. Probably neither is marijuana. All right. You can go with the officers, stay in contact with your lawyer, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do with you and how many of these tickets relate to how many other tickets. Mr. George, what would you like me to know here?
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, we had a number of matters that were in front of the court, and I know that my client wanted to get everything resolved so that we could stop running away from this, come in, take responsibility for it, and move on. But in our last conversation, when we had the new complaint that alleged possession of methamphetamine, which she pled to use, I think that kind of crystallized what was going on with her. She has some struggles that she's dealing with and compounding it with that methamphetamine use. So, all in all, I think
the defense shifts the lens here. Instead of excuses, we hear context: addiction, lost job, unpaid fines piling up, ID locked in a towed vehicle. This isn't a legal defense, it's a human one. The strategy is clear. Show the court that treatment and structure could work better than just stacking jail days.
All in all, I think that she would benefit from a term of probation. She has a lot of outstanding fines and costs that would give her the opportunity to help to try to pay those off. Also access pivotal and other resources to try to address this issue before it becomes something that just dominates her life. She's still very young, so she can make the decision on which way to go. I know that one of the issues that she's been talking to me about is when the vehicle was towed after the stop, a lot of her personal effects were in there, including her ID, social security card. But I believe that she had bought the vehicle from an individual, but the title was never transferred. So she doesn't have the ability to access that. So that's kind of added to the mountain of issues that she's dealing with. But she understands that she's not going to be able to drive for a while. She needs to take a break from that, take responsibility for her actions that have kind of put her license in peril. But I think first and foremost, she needs to address this methamphetamine issue and get some of those resources so she can think clearly, be happy and healthy, and then move on and try to rebuild her life. Thank you.
I couldn't figure out what I was dealing with until I learned the methamphetamine was in the picture. And then maybe it made more sense. As we saw, she was driving with a suspended license in December. She drove with a suspended license or no license in February. She drove again in April. She drove again in May. And in May, she had methamphetamine in her possession. She has a bunch of these little ancillary things like no proof of insurance and no proof of registration, and that sort of got left in there. I wasn't clear on the February incident, February 14th, because the state police didn't charge her with no ops or driving suspended. They just gave her some tickets, which she didn't pay. She was working at Pizza Hut. Is that right?
Yes, but I lost my job pretty much really shortly after the last time I was here.
Okay. Where are you living now?
I'm still living at my mother's house.
Where are your kids?
They live with me.
You knew that I was going to test you for
This is the turning point. The judge compares her to another defendant who managed to test clean when warned. That contrast tells the court something critical. She may not have control right now. And when addiction overrides even short-term consequences, judges often move toward forced sobriety measures.
Test you for methamphetamine today, and you couldn't not use. I had another woman today that I told her I was going to test her, and she managed to not use at least long enough to test negative. You can't stop. And this is, I don't know how you're paying for it. I think all your money was going to methamphetamine, and you just keep driving. So let's take care of this 716, no valid operator's license. How much jail credit do we have here? Because I let you out of jail on it. Then you didn't appear on a last pretrial, and we had to pick you up, and you really were not tracking real straight. Got arrested on June 6th, and I let you out on June 6th. On the no valid ops in file 24716, or a 1-day jail credit 1 day, and a minimum allowable fine of $125 as part of a payment plan. That's an ordinance case. And as I recall, they also wanted you to plead to, and you did, no proof of insurance and speeding. No proof of insurance is $150, also part of payment plan. Speeding, fine and cost is $1, part of payment plan. The charges of December 27th are all dismissed. You were actually in an accident that day. What's less clear is the civil infraction tickets you got in February, which you didn't pay, also include civil infraction tickets from February 14th. It's part of payment plan. Ms. Kitchen, your driver's license is going to be way suspended for all these traffic matters. On the 24746, that's the same incident. On the driving suspended charge from May 4th, I went to Pizza Hut on Friday. It was very good. Takeout. Or 1 day, credit 1 day, leaving 0 days to serve. I'm going to waive the fine and cost in that case. They used to suspend your driver's license for use of controlled substance charges, which they don't anymore, which is fine with me. It isn't really related. This felony methamphetamine charge was reduced to a misdemeanor. Put you on probation. I guess we can try 7411 on them. I think she's eligible for it. She had another case that got dismissed, but it wasn't drug related. There's 0 fine. You owe enough money as it is. $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $150 attorney fee, and
Here we
$900.
see the system's framework: probation oversight, counseling, drug testing, financial penalties structured into a payment plan. This isn't just punishment, it's supervision, accountability, and mandatory treatment. The goal is stability, but it only works if the defendant actually follows through.
And $960 probation oversight fee. I expect you'll do that in a year, so it'll save money. It's $1,236. All these bonds are PR bonds. Keep letting you out of jail. You came in and presented yourself on the warrant, so I think there's only 1 day credit. We're going to do substance abuse counseling and treatment as directed. No alcohol, no drugs, and no methamphetamine. Are you seeing Pivotal now?
I don't go to Pivotal. I have therapy that I do once a week, but
Who's it with?
that's through Heartstone Guidance Center in Grand Rapids.
All right, well,
It's online.
all right, and you need more than that. No drugs, no controlled substances, submit to chemical test on demand, or 31 days in jail, credit 1. You're going to jail right now for 30 days. And have some forced clean time to start this off. You can't stop using methamphetamine and you're killing yourself. You're doing a terrible disservice to your children, and it impairs your judgment to the fact that you just keep driving with no license.
I haven't been driving since I got arrested.
Well, that's a good thing. That was the 5 times before that is what caused the problems. But you're going to jail right now to get some forced clean time, start this probation on a positive note. You can go with the court officer.
My daughter's about to start school and I haven't taken her school shopping.
Yes, I don't enjoy this at all, Miss Kitchen, but this is on you. You can go with the court officer.
This case wasn't just about traffic violations. It was about addiction eroding judgment until the court had to step in. The judge reduced a felony to a misdemeanor, offered probation, treatment, and structured support, but still ordered 30 days in jail to force a clean start. That's the balance courts try to strike: accountability with a chance to rebuild. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
What do you want the charge on this for?
What?
Probation violation or?
No, it's a
use of
sentence on a use of methamphetamine charge. All right, we have one more to do, which is amazing how much we've done. This would be Mr. Thomas Burgess.